Hi again, I've been on a bit of a spending spree this week, and this is one of the items I've bought. I've bought it off the well-known auction website, but the person wasn't 100% truthful. They sort of said it was going and it sort of worked, but I've just tried to pull it over. You can see all the recoil things missing, and they've butchered it sort of there and there. I have got another recoil, and I've got another whole engine the same, but I'll probably try and save this shroud thing and just buy the recoil. It's a job to pull over. You can sort of put a rope on it, but it's a bit hard to pull over. I wanted to see if it did start, but I might do that soon. The pump, there's supposed to be an issue with just this, the unloader valve. I don't know a great deal about these, but it's quite a good pump. It's quite a powerful pump on it. The thing was, I wanted to make myself a pressure washer on a budget, and I wanted a powerful one. So I was looking around to see how I could do it. The frames alone, people were asking sort of £130 for, and I had to go on and collected it and that as well. So I'm classing the frame probably worth £100. If the engine runs, that's probably was worth £100 odd. So I paid sort of a little bit less than that. So I sort of got my money's worth, and if the pump is good, that'll be great. If not, I'll have to see where I want to go from. But these machines are about 1500 new to sort of get something the equivalent of this. It's a 13 horsepower Honda engine, and yeah, it's a powerful pump. I don't quite know the pressures in that, but it's high up. Excuse me. How pressure washers go. So that's my plan, is to make myself a nice pressure washer out of this, and you know, on a bit of a budget. Just got round to working on this pressure washer. It's been a long time coming, but now I'm ready to give it a pressure wash down today. I'm going to remove the tank because that's rusty. It's no good. Got a new tank. I'm going to move the recoil, so basically I can get around the engine as best as I can without things in the way. Whether I remove the carbon exhaust, I'm not sure yet, but I have got to clean the carb out because it could well have had that rustiness from the tank in it. And the exhaust, I might just remove that anyway, so I can give it a paint up when it's off. So I might actually strip all the bits straight off it. So let's get the little impact going and get some of this stuff off. I think it's just a standard 10 on there, probably be 11. And that's nice. I did fit a new recoil on it because when I got it, it was broken. So yeah, there's lots of bolts that hold the tank on. I think some of it's just going to have to be a normal spanner. So yeah, just a couple of bolts under here. They're a bit tight. Yeah, I should think I bought the tank for it 2 or 3 years ago. I have to look back. I think I did a video on this when I first got it, and then it never moved on any further. But I want to get these things done now. They've been sitting around just too long. The other side of them I'm going to have to remove, I think, from when I got the exhaust off or whatever. I'm going to do that side. Yeah, I've got one of them magnetic trays. I should really have it in here because it would be so handy. I think I bought it. It got left in a bag in my outhouse, and it's still there now. So there's a few holding this recoil cover. Pipe there. I don't know how well you can see, but it's just a general sort of video, just me quickly stripping this down. The switch is on there. Oh no, I missed one bolt. There's still one. Now that's coming a lot looser now. Forget that. And if I unplug that wherever it's got to be unplugged, there's 2 of them. So that hasn't got That hasn't got to be painted or anything because it's new. I bought a new one for it all that time ago, so just got to have a wipe over and that'll be nice and shiny again. So I think probably the best thing to do now is to just turn the whole thing around. I think I'm going to remove the carb and everything actually and just bung the holes up so no water gets in, and yeah, give it a proper pressure wash down. I use this gunk degreaser stuff, it seems to work well. You can have a bit more of an overview of what I'm doing like that. Yeah, I use this gunk stuff. You just paint it on and pressure wash it off, but you can use a hose. It doesn't really have to be a pressure washer, just a bit more power to wash the grime and that off. It's a long thread to wind it up. Go, get that off. It just pulls off like so. We've got a nut there. Everything seems to be 10. Everything seems to be 10mm at the moment. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Even easier if you've got a little impact. If you're starting out, you can just use a normal socket set, but I would advise when you move on a bit, if you're working on machines much, something like that. It's only the little one, and I find this one I use most in shed because it isn't too harsh, because it's only the slightly lower power, but it undoes everything it needs to undo. In general, sometimes with blade bolts now I use a big one. I've got all sizes. I've got the 18-volt one with the 3/8 bit in it, and then I've got the 1/2-inch one, like for wheel nuts and that on cars and that. Very rarely use that in the shed, only unless it's a blade or a flywheel nut. So yeah, if I can unhook all that. Actually, I did buy I remember now, I did buy the governor springs and that for this as well, so I can see it's new, and I remember now. So let's unhook that. I'm going to split the carb, which it's gone alright. Just a fuel pipe off, and no fuel in it. Can't see me, I'm probably right in your way, but all it is just cutting that off like so. Just a little plate bit there. And then when I get to pull that off, I'll be able to unhook that governor arm. So there's the carb. That was a brand new carb and had it running alright with that on it. So what I should just do, it looks quite clean really. I'll just give it a clean up. So it's good to go again while it's all off. There's one more of them bolts for the tank under there. I'm just looking at the moment to see how to get this exhaust off. Well, actually there's two on the engine, but I'm a little bit worried because they look a bit rusty, them ones. But I really would like it off. So let me just get the bigger socket set. We tried to wedge it up a bit higher here, and we'll bring it down. So it's them two I need to undo there. So I'll put that on. They might just look bad and they might not be too bad at all. Got to be optimistic about these things. If not, I might have to just put a bit of heat on them. But hopefully it won't come to that. They could be 12 though, could be. Yeah, I was right. There's usually 12 hidden on a Honda somewhere. That has undone that one. I was a bit worried about that. It seemed to be quite tight for a start, but seems to be coming undone okay. And how else the exhaust is held on, or whether it is held on with anything else. Usually should be one mounting bolt, I would have thought. Well, since I took one of these apart, it's the Honda GX390 on this. It's the big one, it's the big 13 horsepower one. Squeaking a bit. If it's too tight, I'll just demonstrate. If it's too tight, when you got it out a bit, just put a bit of that on it, tighten it up again a little bit, and then just gradually work your way out again. And if it goes tight, work it back, work it out, work it back, work it out, and that way you can get away with without ringing it off, because you do not want to ring off that stud in the engine. If you do, there wasn't anything else, that's all it was. Yeah, you don't want to snap the bolt off in the engine, because then you've got issues then. So one come out with the nut was with the stud, like so, and one just the nut come off. But anyway, we're getting this down pretty much now. There we go again. It's another 12 on there. Actually, you've got a shot there. Yeah, there's another nut that holds the tank on, and there's one similar the other side. So nearly, that's going to be good enough. That's once the tank's off, I can clean around there. I shall put a blue glove in the exhaust hole, and in the carburetor hole as well. You don't need to see me undo this side one. It's just the same as that. So I've undone the one the other side. So there we go. Tank is off. I don't need any of that really, I don't think. I'll just tuck it back in the shed just in case, but I'll put new fuel lines and that on it. I will, can you see that? Yeah, you can. I will just take that out just so the pressure washer doesn't blow it. The longer, where are we? The longer side, actually the main part of the spring, that bit there, goes nearer the carb. You can tell it's quite a long shaft, or rod, whatever you want to call it. So we have that pretty much stripped down to where I want it really now. I will just hook that back on quickly, because I've left all the electronical parts on it and everything. I'm not going to mess around with any of that. I'm just finishing off brushing the gunk on this. That's what it is. It's about, I think about £12 for the 5 litre, and it seems to work okay. Actually I need just a little bit more, so I'll pour a little bit more in. So yeah, all you just do is, oh well, I'll show you, just as simple as that, brush it on. And then, yeah, then what I do is just get the pressure washer out and just pressure wash it off. I'll leave it at 10 minutes, sort of eat through the grime and that. Basically now I've given it a good pressure wash down, so it's all been degreased. I'm not going to go too over the top because it's clean now. It's only a pressure washer at the end of the day. First job I'm going to do is, someone has made a makeshift handle there, but actually it's not bad. So I'm going to take the screw out of it. It's like a little screw there. And I'm going to nut and bolt that to clamp that down tighter, because it's a bit wobbly. Yeah, and after I've done that, secured that, I'm going to give the linkages and that all a bit of a spray with some WD-40 just to lubricate them and keep them moving nice and freely. And then basically it's put back together. I'm not going to spend no more on it than I have to. I do think I might have to buy a new oil bung, or at least a seal, because I'm sure it leaked oil a little bit when it was tipped. So I'll look into that later on, but I'm going to drain the oil as well while it's on there, so I can put it back on, put the oil bungs back in and everything, and then put new oil in it. So yeah, it'll be good to go. So yeah, I'll just get on with a few little bits, and then I'll put you in place when I'm working on the sort of top of the engine. So now I've got that lever nice and secure. It's really secure now. That's how I did it. Just put 2 bolts in, nut and bolts in with nylocks on. So it's really strong now. Yeah, so now I've got organised. I'm going to put this cowling on. so that can be back in place. I'll just do them loosely, then I'll do them with their impact. There's not really much to put back on, really. Actually, I'll just do it with these. For some reason that one isn't holding. I'm not sure it's the right one. So you see the gist of it. I'll get them all round there and get them all in, and then we'll start fitting the other stuff back on. So I've got all them cowling bolts back on now. I'm going to put the puller on, the recoil. I've got to remember what way that goes round. I would assume, I can't remember. I've got to work out how it's going to be on the machine. It's going to be like that. Take it, I'm going to be pulling it like that. So we'll go for that. I think that's right. Another thing, I don't think when I got it, I think there was bolts missing and that. So I think the bolts mine don't necessarily all look the same. But as long as they go in and they don't get caught on the fan, which I will check. A little short one there underneath, because it don't have to be very long in this bit. There's a plastic fan underneath, and yeah, they will get caught on there, so I'll have to check. I can check in a second. That seems to be okay. There's one more in there. Just 3 on here. So yeah, you can see it's starting to come back together now. So yeah, I'm just going to get a few other bits together, and then we'll carry on building it back together. And actually I put a spark plug in there when I pressure washed it, so no water went in. That can come out now. I'm putting this governor rod in now, just for reference. It goes like that. There's a little stepped bit that goes in there. The hook on the wire goes in the other hole like so. I'm putting that on now because I think when the tank's on, I think it's going to be, if it ain't in the way, it's going to be a bit in the way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm doing that now. What else have I got to do? I've got all that on. I can actually put the tank on, I think, now. I've just got to find a bit of fuel pipe. I'll put some new fuel pipe on it, obviously, because the old one was all rusted up and that. So I get the tank on. Then all it's going to be is fitting the carburetor on and the exhaust on, which exhaust will require paint, so that's going to take a little bit longer, and I've got to clean the carburetor out. But I'll get the tank all back on and everything, so yeah, it's not going to take very long. Then I've got to drain the oil. I think this has got 2 drain bungs. Got one down there, and yeah, there's one on the other side. You can't see it very well, but it's because these sort of fit loads of different things, so depending on the setup, you'd have one either side. And actually, I've got an oil filler each side as well. And like I said, I think one of them was leaking, so I'll have to just look into that. I will check the oil on the actual pressure washer. Oh, that's actually the top of the cap. Oh, there we go. Tight, that is. See, there's oil in there. It reads. So yeah, we'll it looks clean as well. I probably won't interfere with that. I'll just make sure it's topped up to where it needs to be topped up to. And then I think I probably might have put some in there when I first had it. And you can see I fitted that on it as well. That was the bit that was broke. And yeah, I sorted a few things out on it. of it then, but you sort of forget as time goes on. But I haven't forgot about it. It's been on my mind ever since. I must get that done. I must get that done. And I'm finally getting there. Yeah, so now I'm ready to put the tank on. I still haven't found a bit of petrol pipe yet. But I was going to paint up the exhaust. And I looked at the top and there was a bit of damage on it. I can't get the screws out very easy. I could heat them. And the exhaust, well, it looks okay. But I looked on the Good Old Auction website, and they do them for about £22 delivered without the manifold bit, but that's not a problem because I can get that off. So rather than mess around painting it and still have something that looks a bit shabby, I did decide in the end to go for a new exhaust because it's just gonna look much nicer. If you look at it now, it looks pretty tidy with the new cowl and recoil on, and the new tank. If it's got that on it, it's gonna look nicer. I know it's only a tool, but you know, I've put a bit of effort into it. So yeah, rather than messing around, I would have saved a bit of money, but it would have took me time. I have to get the shed warmer for the paint to dry, so I've just I've just ordered one, and a new gasket, the manifold gasket as well. So yep, decided to go that way. Just make things a bit easier to move things on. I had a bit of a setback on the actual pressure washer, so I've got to wait apart. I'll explain that more when I go back to that, but at the moment it's just, I'm going to take this carburetor apart, which I think I mentioned before was brand new, but it's been left for a few years. It ran perfect when it was on the engine, but yeah, I've left it, and it had a rusty tank, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like inside now, because it's been left, well, I don't know, a good couple of years, I suppose. Let's see, hope it's not too bad. No, it's not too bad at all, really. You can see there's a bit of rusty gunk in there, but the carb has kept all right. I was contemplating whether I would put this through the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm not going to bother because I think it's okay. I'll just take it apart and give it a good clean off with the carb cleaner, and that'll be good enough. I have got another carb outside I want to clean, but I'll have a look at that as well, because I was going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner together. Tell you what has happened though, that you see that needle valve had got a little bit sticky, so I'll give it a bit of a clean off. Yep, so yeah, it's not good leaving carbs not used. I ain't exactly got the best screwdriver in the world for getting these out, but if I remember right, this one did seem to be alright before, but I'm not sure it's going to be alright for this one. It is. Got it all come out quite easy. That all looks very clean. I will just check up at the light to see if they're all free. They are all free on that one. That should be. Let's see, I don't know whether you can actually see through there. Yeah, you can. The reason you can't see through properly is, oh, actually, it looks like there's something on the other end. It just could be how it's made, though. I think it's the angle I'm holding it out. But yeah, that's all okay. I'm just going to give that a blast out now with the carb cleaner and a blow off with the airline, and I'm happy with that. So I'm using this carb cleaner. It was a cheap 12 pack actually. I prefer, I think it's a STP, is it, or something? I've seen lots of people on YouTube use it. I prefer that. It doesn't smell so strong as this. And this, I got this in my eye the other day and it stung. That'll serve me right for not wearing safety glasses. Always wear safety glasses when you do it. This seems to come out quite forced, this one. The other one seems to be a little bit more subtle how it comes out. So all I'm just doing is basically giving everything just a bit of a wash down. Like I said, it wasn't too bad at all. Some people I see use WD-40 to clean it out, and actually that would be as good. As long as all that's okay. I will, when I put this back in, I will actually put a bit of WD-40 in that. So actually I shouldn't have left the gasket. Actually the gasket's going to stay on there, I think, because I think it's going to tear. I might get away. Torn it. Might have another one. Anyway, that's going to have to come off now. So yeah, I'll get on with that and I'll just show you when it's going back together. So I've got all that cleaned up now, apart from, look there, that where that is there, unscrew that. It's nearly all the way in actually. Wait, I'll just check. So that'll be half. It's about 1 turn in it was. So I take that all the way out. I should actually say 1 turn out it was. So I turned it 1 in to work out that. Got that bit then fits in. And then just carefully lever that out. And check that that is free. I can do it with the WD-40. It should, if I go in the end hole, should shoot out both sides. I can see it doing so. So that's good. So let's get that back in like so. And there's another bit on there. Let's screw back in. Should have been okay really, because it was, like I said, it was a new car, but it was quite a long time ago now. So what do you say? Half again. I think it was a tiny bit more than that, but here we go. I'll just blow it off quickly at the compressor. Happy with that carb. Be careful, and I actually should have done it myself. I'm hoping it's going to be all right. Be careful when you spray carb cleaner on, because if it goes on the rubber ring, sometimes the rubber ring won't fit back in. We're okay this time, because sometimes it makes it expand. So now where are we? I'll get a bit more light on the situation for you. So a little bit better. And then we just fit the bits back in now. So that goes in first. That little jet goes in next. Well, that's the main jet. See, little jet, but there's the main jet. You can purchase proper screwdrivers for this, but some people make their own. This one's quite a good screwdriver for it, because you can see it hasn't got the bits that sort of wing out. A lot of screwdrivers got the bits that wing out, so it won't go in there. What I always do as well is just, before I put the rest back on, just blast a bit through there. Don't know really why I do it, but I do. It's all, and actually I give a bit of, I know why I do it. Just give a bit of air, like, just in case your screwdriver did slightly slip or something, and there was a tiny bit of the brass off the jet that blocked the hole up or something. It's very unlikely. I can't see it really happening, but it's just a habit I've always done. So now we've got that little jet there. I'm just going to put a little bit of WD-40 in that hole. And what we've got to do, we've got to get the float. Just hang that on there like so. And my hands will be in the way of it, but just place it in. We've got the little pin. Which go in there like so. All swinging nicely. Just give that a little bit of a wipe there. And find my paper towel, which I'm getting really low on. purchase some more of that. So that's all right. I'm trying to work out which way it went on like that. So I'm gonna have the bowl that way. I think that's right. Just check that rubber's all in place. Rubber O-ring. Didn't seem like it was. It is now, I think. Yeah, you can tell because it sits into the recess quite nicely there. You see, like that. And then got that to check the rubber washer on, or sometimes there's like a fibre washer on it. Just check they're on there. On these, they sort of stay into place, but they can fall off. And then just nip it up, and then that is the car cleaned. I didn't think it would be too bad, but I thought it might have been full of more rust than it actually was. So now my job is to try and find another gasket. I did have some in the drawer, but I'll have to just see what I got. And I'm going to get on with the pressure washer a bit more. I'm still awaiting parts for it. So that part, I can't get on with anything at the moment. I'm still waiting parts. They should be here, in, I imagine, in a day or so. But I never actually put the wheels on. I was just looking because I did have like a clip thing for one side, but I can't find that now. And anyway, I only had one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill through there and just put a split pin in, and I'll have to probably buy another one of these washers because I don't think I've got one, but that will work fine on that. So it'll spin nicely and everything. What else was I going to do? I keep having ideas about what to mount the engine on. I was going to mount it on the hockey puck things, like I think I mentioned before, and then I think I said I wasn't going to do that. My latest thought is I think I might just get a 3mm bit of aluminium. Get the torch a sec. And just make it the size of the base of the engine, and then just put that between, because you can see it did dig in there a bit. You can see I don't really want to dig in through the paint, and that the paint has got a few little marks on it. I don't know why that is. It's there's a little bit, and there, but like I said before, it's only a tool, so it's gonna be tidy. So, and I've got some paint, so I'll just touch them bits in, and I've still got to do the handles. They weren't done when the base was done, so I'll just make sure they're all covered with black, and then just use some of the well, it's the same paint as that, but the lacquer, so it's the same make. So I'll show you that soon, but I'm not sure where it is at the moment. But anyway, I won't be doing that tonight. I want to just get these wheels done. So they're on there, and that's done. So when the engine part's all back on, basically we're done then, really. So yeah, I'll show you me trying to drill through there. I've got some new drill bits, so hopefully that drills through reasonably easy. So yeah, I've marked a little mark just on there with a Sharpie, so I know where to drill through. So I can take that wheel off now, and then I can see if I can drill through there. There's just enough on the end to allow me to do that. So let me just get the drill bit. So let's go for it. I'm just going to go to slow speed for a start, just to try and make a start on it. Once you make a start, you can go faster then. It's going through okay. not sure whether that's going to be big enough or not. I'll find out what split pin I'm going to use, and then we'll see if it goes through. I might have to drill it a little bit bigger. I've got a, where are we? Big pack of them there. So the one I want probably be that one. And it does go for a while. I might be able to go up one size on that actually if they do a bigger one in this set. They do a much bigger one. I'm beginning to wonder whether that's the one I should go for. So I might just open the hole up a little bit more on that and just go up. So you can see me drill through that in a sec. I've only got to open the hole up. So the other one was 3.5. This one is a 4. So yeah, let's just go for, if I can make a start. Probably should go slow for a start. Actually, I don't think I'm tighten the chuck properly. Let's go faster. So let's hope that bigger one goes through now. I won't have to drill it no more. There it was. Yeah, perfect. So that's should be okay. Just hope I haven't got to bring it out this way anymore after the wash is on. Nope, that's going to be fine. They'll go in there fine. I'm going to have to cut it. Well, actually, I could do that now. So yeah, I just had to file the end of the, where are we? The split pin down because I needed to cut it a bit shorter. So let's get that on there and just sort of show you how it fits. Put our washer there. And then that goes in there like so. I won't bend it around because I think I'm going to have to use the washer for the other side because I don't think I've got another one. But that's how I've done it. So I think that's actually better than how it was sort of meant to be in the first place, really, because the little things sort of pushed on and grabbed as they pushed on, and this, there's no way that's going to, a wheel can fall off. So yeah, I'm going to turn around, do the other side. You haven't got to see me do that because it's just the same process. So it's just a little job I'm getting on with on this, just to move it along a little bit more. I'm back on the pressure washer. I've had some parts come. I'm still waiting for a couple of parts, but most of it's come now. I have an exhaust gasket. That's for the manifold, but I forgot to get one from the exhaust to the block. I have got the old one, might use that, but if I wait a day or so, it will come. So that was the only one in that packet. And then I've got a set for the carburetor. There's 2 in there. I think there's one other one in there as well. Yep, so I can get that back on now. I think that's probably what I'll do first. I can't remember which one goes where. Yeah, it's only under the packet. Sure, I probably had one. I ordered quite a few of these carburetors for various things, and yeah, I bet I have got one somewhere. But anyway, it's here now. We'll try and work out which way it goes on, which it seems to be. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's right. I was doing it. Yeah, there it goes. It goes that side, and you've got to get the hole right there, and then that will slip on. It means that will go on there first, like that. It does actually thinner, then it goes wider when you get to there, and then there's yeah, then there's that. Then I think it's a block. I'm not sure what that one's for. The other one could be for the air filter housing, but I think that goes on like so. I might as well use a new one because I've got one. The springs go. Oh, I've got to take off just a little bit because I don't really want to get in your way too much. But that goes in there like so, and then that spring can be a bit tricky because it keeps flicking around. Use some of those pin nose pliers, but I'll get that done now. That's nearly in there. Go in there. Yep, it's in there. So that's all the governor arm done. Put that back on there now, like so. So that's the carb bit done. I have got to still do the fuel line, but I have bought, where are we? I have bought one of them, so I'm going to screw that into the tank now, and I'll be back with you. All it does, actually I can take the tank off and just show you where it goes. It's obvious anyway. It goes in there like so. So I've just got to tighten that up. The one that come with the tank was metal, but I think I mentioned before, it's really porous it was. As soon as I tried to go up tight, it just broke. So this, for reference, this is a 12mm, this thread. I'm not going to go too tight because I don't think there's any need to. That last, otherwise I'll break that one. There's a good rubber between, so that will seal it. So let's put the tank back on. I have to put them bolts in. I don't know how well you can see that. I don't think you can see that actually. Let's just show you. Yeah, you put them bolts in first, sort of tilt the tank up, and then the others just line up under there. Just see it. I'll put them in off camera. Well, I've done the carb now and the fuel line. I've put a nice decent bit of fuel line in there, like a bit of car petrol pipe really. So yeah, that won't get chafed or anything. I think it was thinner before, but that will do the job. Put a couple of clips on as well to sort of reduce the chance of any fuel leaks. I think that's all okay. So that's sitting on there. I've got to wash the air box, air filter box. I've got to wash that because it's all a bit grubby, so I'll get that done. So what else is there to do? There's the exhaust to put on. I've got a new one of them, might have said, but I have got a new one of them. That other gasket, carb gasket, I think went the other side next between, there's a block there, like a plastic block, and behind that. I haven't took that off. I'm not interfering with that. There's no need to. So yeah, there's just a matter of washing the air filter box, put that back on, put the exhaust on, and then I think the engine side of it's done. So now you can see I've got the exhaust on, that's all on, and it is on the base now. It was a bit of a job. I couldn't film it, it was just too difficult because that engine and that is quite heavy. And then I tried to work out where the bolt holes for the plate went, and actually I got quite lucky because I got them right. I marked them from underneath when I drilled them, quite tight to the bolt, and yeah, one hasn't gone in. I'm just get a torch for you. One hasn't gone in there, but that wasn't long enough anyway. I had to cut that off. I think I'm going to have to take the recoil, well, the cowling off to get a longer bolt in there. But the only problem that's happened is, if you can see there, the tape I used to mark where the plate goes, it's got wedged underneath, so I'm going to have to just slightly loosen it to get that out. But I think it's worked okay. My idea is just give a nice little piece between the two, and yeah, I think that's going to be okay. So yeah, that is more like, well, one bolt's got to go in. I have, like I said, just got to loosen it to get that tape out. Then the wheel can just be greased along there, and the wheels can go back on. Just got to be pumped up. Yeah, and we've got the rubber feet, and they fit perfectly to them holes. So I just got to find some nuts and bolts to hold them in. So that'll be that little job done. So that won't take long. So finally, I'm back on the pressure washer to try and finish it today. It's actually Boxing Day. And yeah, I want to get this done. I've had a bit of a change around in the shed. Yeah, I'm not sure how well you see this and how good the light is, but from on the camera, it doesn't look too bad. I've washed all the bits down, all the air filter casing. So I think it's just a matter of basically just fitting them back on. It has got some sort of, should really try and scrape that off. I will actually, I'll just get a little, I'm not worried if it has a few scratches, I'm just going to wire brush that off. Yeah, I haven't got a clue what it is on there, but all I've just got is that, oh, where are we? Got that wire brush, and just give it a good sort of brush down to make it look a little bit better. I'll go over with something to make it a bit more black afterwards, but I'll just get all of that done the best I can. To be honest, I'm nearly there anyway. There's a bit of that old blue paint on there if you see. But yeah, I'll just do that off camera, pick that off, and then we can start getting these bits back on. So I can get this back on now. I didn't realise my main light above my bench wasn't on, so I think that's improved things a little bit. All it does with this bit, I've already got the, just see at the bottom of the picture there already, I'll put it down a bit lower. I've already got the gasket sort of block on there, so this can just go on. There is that, actually the fuel tap has to be turned to do that, to clear it. And there's that pipe to go, breather pipe to go on there. And then all I have to do, yeah, I'm just about organised now for the tools. I'll just get these. This is one of two, well, if you've been watching, you'll know this is one of two projects that has been sort of, just going to go with that with the thing. Yeah, it's been getting me down a bit, this one, because it's just been sitting around so long, so I want to get it done. Yeah, I feel that's sinking here there a little bit. I'm usually working a lot of different sort of angle in the other side of the shed, but I want this off of this this workmate so I can get a mower in here. I've gone on too long without doing any stuff on mowers. Only the vital stuff I've had to do on my own, but we have got that tight now, so that's all right. What else is there? There's not too much really. I don't think this bit even has to bolt on. It just sits on top. Way though. There, I think. A little groove bit out there, so I think that sits on. Yep, like that, like so. But there is a little rubber washer somewhere. Found it was in the bucket where I washed all the other stuff. So that goes in there like so. Won't be able to see brilliant, but it just fits in. I can show you. Just fits in there. So now what I've actually got to do is just fit the filter on. I've got a brand new one of them. I don't know whether I mentioned it before, but I bought 3 of these from China and they were so cheap compared to how much they cost over here. I got the 3 for the price of what one costs over here. And they do, I can use one on my chipper as well. So off camera I have actually done a few little bits. I took that back off and painted that black because I thought it just looked better with a quick sort of dusting over with some black aerosol. I've put the air filter on. Long thread though. I think the filter does sit quite a lot lower than the cover. It would indicate that with the top of the exhaust. Sorry to bore you with this, but I'm going as quick as I can. And then that'll hold it nice and tight against that like rubber washer at the bottom, so that's good enough. So all I've got to do is put on that cover now. Just lay that thing again. It's there, big enough not to lose. So yeah, we've got that on there. Now I've got to find the other one of them, which I've got there. All very simple, all of this. The dog's bashing against the side of the shed. I don't know what he's doing. Playing with his new Christmas present, I should imagine. So, that's, I think, I'll just keep the bucket. Literally. Here's my bin. I'm massively lacking room in this shed, so excuse the bit too close in really, but yeah, I've got a moped stuck there, so yeah, let's look at that from there. Yeah, it's okay. So my job now is, and I'll try to show you this quickly. I've already done one there. I could cut it shorter, not really sure whether I need to bother or not. I can decide that later on, but that's buffer for the wheel. I've got the other one set up like so. It's only a matter of
Taking that off. That. Pushing that through. There's a bit of paint on it at the moment because I'm a bit tight in the other one. Get a little bit of light on the situation. And like I say, that'll screw through, and then I'll get the nut and washer on, and that's just obvious. I just have to tighten it up. So that brings us, when I've done that, that'll be that done. That'll be the whole of the machine back together, really. The handles have still got to be done, and the wheels have got to go on. So I'm just about to get the pressure washer. Now it's basically done. I think it is done, apart from maybe cutting them little bolts off at the back there. And I have got to put some oil in it. I'll put a bit of fuel in it. I'll start it. Hopefully it'll start. I can't see any reason why it won't. I won't test the pressure washer part. The reason being is we're going through some cold weather at the moment and it's icy and that. When I put it away, I don't want any water left in it that's going to freeze up. So I shall make a point of doing a video with it in action when I'm washing down. When it's a nice day, I'll have a sort of a few hours washing down my vehicles and that, when it's dried out a bit. And yeah, you can see it working. But yeah, I'll run it for a few minutes. I don't want to run it too long because it'll be working the pump dry, but I'll let it run for a couple of minutes and then yeah, we'll see if it runs nicely, and I can tick this off a list as a done job, really. I did try the pressure washer part when I got it, and it did work fine, so there wasn't really any issues. Also, all the pipes are next door, all behind everything, so yeah, I'm just sorry if it disappoints you, but you will see it in action at a later date. But I want to see if the engine runs, so you'll see that. So I'll just get that oil done and then I'll be back with you. So let's go for start. I've got to turn the on switch on. I've got to turn the fuel on. I believe the choke is on. The throttle, I think it's that way. So yeah, let's give it a few seconds. It's quite smart, I think. It does need a bit of a dust down. Actually, you could do with a pressure wash. Yeah, let's see if it goes. Plug cap would help. Yep, so I think it's pretty smart. You could do with a dust before I show you it, but there you go. I've been painting in the shed, so that's why it's a bit dusty. But there you go. It looks a bit better when I got it, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm pleased to have that one done. So I think the pressure washer did a good job. It was pretty grimy, as you saw on the video, and yeah, it looks quite nice and tidy now, nice and clean. Let's get up to that angle there. The pots and everything are back now in their place, and yeah, I think that's come out pretty good. I did a little robbing on there. I did all along the tops of the walls as well. But yeah, that's a massive improvement. We usually do this yearly, but I think it got missed last year, so yeah, it's 2 years since it was last done. So yeah, pleased to have it done. In a cold day, my feet and hands are numb, but yeah, job's done, and I tested the pressure washer out and it works great. So I'll catch you later. So thanks for watching.